Welcome everyone, thanks for joining me again. Deborah here on the Costa Blanca in Spain. Hope you're all doing well during this awful pandemic. To help take your minds off things, I thought I'd do this video on gluing. We've made all these lovely pendants that you've seen over the last few videos. So I'm just doing this quick tutorial on gluing your bales on as a way of finishing and rounding off decals so that we can get on to something new in the next video. Now you've finished your pendants, you'll want to be putting your bales on them, and I have got a previous video that discusses the different types of glues that you can get. I use the E6000 glue, that's the one that I prefer, and I have learned that really you do need to leave it for 48 hours. I used to leave them at 24 hours, and I even tried curing them in the oven, which some people recommend, and when I did the test, which you'll see me doing shortly in this video, a lot of the bales came off. So I found leaving them 48 hours made all the difference. But to show you how I leave them to set, you'll see that just shortly in this video. So what I've done with these is I've roughed the back up a little bit where I'm going to put the bale. I found that helps as well, because the glass is quite smooth. So just on the grinder, I've just rubbed them a bit. You can rub them with sandpaper if you haven't got a grinder, or use your Dremel to rough them up as well. And then you have your different types of bales. I've got a few different types. These small ones are for the smaller pieces, or the pieces that have got points on them. For example, this one here. When it's got a point on them, you'll want to have as little of the bale showing as possible. For example, if I put that one on, it would look rather silly. Something to be aware of when you do pointed things. Then I have these bales, which I quite like, these heart bales, all from AliExpress. These are for the thicker, heavier pieces. And these are all silver plated. If you wanted to use sterling silver, because your pendants are going to last for ages, it is nice if you can put solid silver bales on there, but they're so expensive, so you have to take that into account. However, you could make your own, and here's one that I've made, for example, just using some sterling silver wire. There are tutorials on the internet that show you how to do that. So you've got this type, and that will go on the back like that, or the single one, so just single piece of wire, little spiral at the end, twisted round there, and that can go on like that. And they glue quite well because the glue gets in between all the bits, so it can create a strong bond. That's an option anyway, if you don't want to pay out for sterling silver bales, which you know is going to take more of your profit out of your pendants. And then the other thing that you can have for bales are pinch bales, which you may want to use if you've got a piece like this, for example. It's because it's clear. If I was to put a bale on the back there, you would see it through the front, for example. You can see that through there, which wouldn't be very nice. So, and it's always an option anyway with any pendant to drill a hole through and then put a pinch bale in. And again, you can get some really nice pinch bales. These are stainless steel pinch bales. The reason I picked these is because the silver plated ones, unless you get good quality ones, the silver plate obviously can rub off, and I don't like to see that because there's a lot of movement on these. I thought I'd go for the stainless steel. A lot of people like stainless steel. So onto the gluing then. most of mine I use these on there. I've got those, and although they look nice, I'm not too keen on them. If they were solid silver, I would say yes, and you can get some really nice patterns on as well. They're nice, but you've just got to keep into account your costs all the time and try and find a happy medium, because you want, if you're going to sell these, you want to make a profit. If you're going to keep them for yourself or for family or friends, then yes, you might want to go to the extra expense of buying a really pretty bail, which can really set off your pendants lovely. The same as having a nice chain to go with them. It gets a bit blocked up when it's not being used, so it needs a clean out first. And I'll dump that because I don't want to get glue all over my fingers, because you end up, if you get glue on your fingers, when you're pressing them down, you get fingerprints on your pendants, which is difficult to get off then. So try and keep it off your fingers. So only press it a little bit, because it has a habit then of continuously coming out. Now when I put the glue on these, obviously you don't want too much, it's going to spurt everywhere, but I have found what helps them adhere well or better as well is I put it on that little bit at the top so that it can overlap the top of the pendant. That helps give it a better bind. So I'm just going to put that to the side for now and show you what I do with them after they're all glued. I'll just glue a few more. I'm going to carry on and do my whole bunch while I'm here. This is my gluing day. Look at it on the back and the front to try and make sure you get it totally central. Just get that bit of glue off my finger. Okay, so you've got the idea. I'll just show you this. This is one that's going on a corner. I've already tested this, so I know this is going to fit fine. So you can see where it's been ground. And there's a little bit of glue coming out at the sides, if there is. You can just take it off. I've got glue on my finger now, so I just want to be careful with that. Okay, I'll just finish those off and then we'll get on to the next bit. So after I've glued all the pieces on, all the bails on, I like to weight them down. You have to leave it for 24 to 72 hours, it says on the tube. So what I do is each one of these pieces, I just use what I've got. I've got a piece of protector glass here. And I've put these underneath, so it's just touching each of these bails, okay, and then I'm going to weight it down. This is a door stop, and what that will do is it just puts pressure on each of these. Just line them up so they get the most pressure, which will help them to glue. Put them on something soft, because that creates resistance back up, and because they're all different depths, it means you can use more. Sometimes if you've got a big one, say there, and a deep one there, it'll stop it. This is, for example, this is only just touching that glass, but it is putting a little bit of weight on it, so I'm quite happy. You could just put more weight on, which would push it down even more if you wanted, or if there was one side that was off, you could move, whatever. you want. So that's one that I've done there. That's one that's there. That's anything that you've got that's small and heavy. This is a hammering thing for jewellery. And then this one's ready again to have a weight put on that. And then I'll leave them for, as I said, 48 hours just to help them stick. Okay. And just one other thing, the reason I wanted to say is why I've got them that way round is because this bit here is actually higher than that bit. So if I turned them the other way, that would foul the glass, so it wouldn't lie flat on those. With that bail there, it's actually the same height. The hoop is the same height as the actual end of the bail, so I can put that the other way around, just in case you were wondering. I've removed the weights, 48 hours these have been doing, off these, and now is the time to test that they're actually stuck. So I'll get them off and I'll push really hard with my thumb, because I don't want to sell a piece that is just going to fall apart. Best to catch it now. I mean, I hate doing it, hate pressing those in case, you know, I don't know, it's just a thing I've got. But you have to do it, press them hard, make sure that they're not going to come off, go through all of them. They should stay on if you've followed the instructions, you know, trial and error. I've learnt over the years what to do, what not to do. But go through them all and find out which ones are not stuck. So you'll have to go through the process again if they're not stuck. And there we have all the pendants from the last few videos, complete with their bails, now ready to go on my website and on eBay to be sold. Thank you for joining me for this short video on gluing, and look forward to seeing you in the next one, and hope you can give me a like, subscribe, turn on notifications and share. Thank you very much. Bye bye.